Hi, everybody. So I'm just making this video today just to go over or to tell you a little bit about my story and my journey, I guess. So I'm going to start right back at the beginning, back, where we all start in our parents' homes. Um, so I'm the youngest of eight children. Um, so when I was growing up, six of us were still in the house. Um, I grew up in behind a restaurant, a family business, and it was a fast food restaurant. The restaurant was kind of in the front of the house, and there was no door between the house and the restaurant. So that's how close we were. It was a fast food restaurant, so lots of greasy foods, ice cream, chips, pop, child's dream. Um, we ate breakfast and lunches out there. We were given pop and chips to go to school with. We had our healthy sandwiches and whatnot. We always sat down to supper together and had a family meal. Um, Very nicely, we sat for hours together eating that meal. And usually it was a nice home cooked meal, but a lot of fat, high content, a lot of carbs. And I love that time, but I grew up where food was a focal point. So not only was it a comfort food, so if you're feeling down, have something to eat. If you're rejoicing, have something to eat. If company comes over, have something to eat. So and still now I go to my mom's house and I still feel like eating. So um, yeah, but that's hard to overcome as well. But I think a lot of us in today's world, that's what we do. It's more about the food and not well, it's some place to put your focal point. Anyway, so that is the way I grew up. Um, Throughout my teenage years and in my early 20s, I felt that I was always overweight, and I to this day I don't believe I was, but up till a few years ago, um, I truly thought I was overweight at the time, and it's just because I wasn't as skinny as somebody else, or I was comparing myself. I thought, well, I'm just destined to be overweight, so I never watched what I ate for a lot of it. And then in my mid 20s, I decided, okay, I'm going to go on a weight. I'm going to lose some weight. So I joined a group and a company thing, and I lost 25 pounds, so I was doing really good. But in that, I felt like I was constantly on a diet. I was deprived. I felt hungry all the time. Um, so, but I was sticking to it, and I stuck with it for quite a few months and lost those 25 pounds. Felt good. It was just before I got married to my husband, and yeah, it was good. It was a very I had lost that weight, but I had one of the ways that I was coping with all of that was eating a whole lot of raw vegetables, and then I come to find out that I had IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome, and in that I had to stop eating the vegetables and the crunchy raw vegetables and whatnot that I was eating, and then I was given a whole list of other things that I could not eat. And to me, it just felt like, well, if I can't eat those raw vegetables, then why even bother? It's not fair. I just gave up. So I gave up, got married, and within a couple of years, I had my first child, gained a little bit of weight because I was eating for two, and I didn't have to watch what I was eating anymore. And then I had my second and gained more weight, and then after four children later, I had gained about 60 pounds. So I'm still thinking I'm destined to be overweight for the rest of my life. I can't do anything about it. I tried. So a few years ago, I decided, okay, I'm going to start working out. So I started working out. I started losing a little bit of weight, but I felt better because I was active. And about two, three times a week, I would go and I would do, I think Zumba I was doing and different things. And then I ended up getting a cyst on the bottom of my foot. So, um, yeah, you can work around that and all that, but I chose not to because when I was trying to watch what I was eating, I was basically depriving my body, and I felt like I was on a diet. I was really feeling deprived, and it's not something that I could maintain for a long period of time. It was a lot of work. to maintain that. The working out, what I had chose to do, the only thing that I was going to do was the Zumba. It was required standing, and for a year I was in pain, and then I had an operation on my foot, and I lost all feeling on the bottom of my one foot. So I decided, no, I can't do anything. I've got a sore foot. So I gave up again, and then I proceeded to gain another 20 pounds. Or so by then, in 2000, late 2015, I was 100 pounds overweight. I was not feeling good. I still felt like, okay, this is the way I'm always going to be. I can't do anything about it. I let it go too far. And even at one point, and before we got married, I said, if I ever get over 200 pounds, I said this to my husband, if I ever get over 200 pounds, you have my permission to leave me no questions asked. I don't know if he remembers that, because like I'm really glad if he didn't remember that, because you know how we spout off things when we're not feeling confident, or we think, and so he should have left me like probably, about 10 years ago. He hasn't, so I'm really happy about that. Anyway, so um, we all have that preconception of this will be, oh, well, I was a good 60 pounds over that. And I felt horrible. I didn't know how bad I felt until I started feeling better. So in 2015, I had a friend who had gone through breast cancer, and her doctor recommended her change her diet, and uh, they recommended a different nutrients that her body needed. And she went on that, and she lost some weight, and felt a whole lot better. Even before she had gotten the breast cancer, she felt a lot better um, than she had before. I had watched her journey, and I'd watched somebody else's journey, and I was inspired by them, but still thought, okay, that's good for them, but I can't do that. So when I was offered to try something, I kind of said yes without knowing what I was saying yes to. And then I had somebody else come and say, come do some weight training with me. And at the same time, my daughter was needing, said she would do it with me. So I did a little bit of weight training, kind of got me started. And at the same time, I had gotten this push from this friend saying, you want to try this? So I did. And my full intentions was, I'm not going to carry through with this, but for a month we'll try it, and I'm not going to last much longer than that. I never have. So I thought, okay, I'll try it, and I took a meal replacement, and my appetite instantly was suppressed. So I was I was able to not crave what I was craving before. So on the other times I was doing it, I was having these cravings, and it felt like I was on a diet and everything. So this one was different. So I thought, well, maybe, but I still had every intentions of 30 days, get my money back, and I could say I tried, and then I can continue eating all the good foods that I want to eat. Um, but I also, in that month, I started working out every day, well, 6 days a week. Um, Up until Christmas. It was just over Christmas time. Over Christmas, I did, I kind of, when we had family functions, I would eat the meals I wanted to eat. I slacked off a little bit on my workouts, but it wasn't going full tilt yet. But I ended up losing 15 pounds and feeling really, really good about myself. And I was shocked. I'm like, hey, I can do this. So I continued. So in the start of January of 2016, I decided that I would become a coach on this fitness journey as well. And mostly, I became a coach um, for the accountability of it, to be able to help somebody else. And how can I say I'm going to be helping somebody else if I'm not helping myself? If I'm not using the products that I'm telling people about? If I'm not exercising every day, if I'm not eating properly, then how can I actually tell anybody else that they should be doing that too? So it has kept me so accountable. So kind of not the end of my story, because I'm only halfway to my goal, but I'm up to 31 inches lost. I've got 50 pounds of weight gone, and I have another 50 pounds that I will feel comfortable saying goodbye to. Um, I started off wearing size 22 pants, but they were so tight. I couldn't wear jeans because they were too restricting and they were too tight. I just thought, I just can't wear jeans anymore. But they were so tight that I was so feeling ill from wearing them, so I stopped wearing those. I wouldn't go shopping to get new clothes because that's depressing because you can't get them in the regular stores. So I'm sure I was like a good size 24. So now I'm down to about a size 17. I have uh, I can shop in regular stores, so that's like one big bonus. Yeah, so I feel great. Before all this began, I didn't realize how bad I felt until I felt good. So I now have more confidence. I have, I know I'm going to continue and to get to my goal weight, but weight's not the most important thing now. I feel good. Today I went skating with my family. And I felt good about it. I can go and do things with them without worrying, okay, I'm just going to look winded. I'm going to look awful when I'm doing it. I'm going to feel awful. I'm just going to watch from the sidelines. I no longer watch from the sidelines. I am now in it. I'm living life. I'm happier. I'm uh, I'm excited for what my future is going to look like. I'm excited to help others find out what their best person is and to help them achieve that. I'm excited to be an example to my children, to my friends, my family, to help somebody else to feel better about themselves. That is my story, and I'm hoping to continue that story. And and it's a journey, and we're just striving to be our best. And yeah, so I'm partway there. I know I'm going to make it this time. I'm not giving up this time. I've had some hurdles. Uh, the In the past year, I've got some wicked, weird allergies that came up, tomatoes and lettuce and mushrooms and things that are just everyday life and in everything. Um, egg yolk, so that's in everything. So I could have given up and said, fine, I'm just going to, I have enough to worry about with what I can't eat. That why should I worry about what I'm eating? But I didn't. I didn't give up. I just looked at it as an obstacle that I'm overcoming. And then I also have, I ended up with a dislocated toe that is not healing because I'm exercising, but it's just not healing. I could have given up at that point, but I decided no, I'm still working at it. Um, then I had another thing happen, another thing, and you know what? They're just obstacles, and I'm not going to stop exercising. I'm going to find an exercise I can do. So for a while, I haven't been able to do push-ups up on my toes. I haven't been able to do any. I have to modify. Um, I started out with bad knees. I still have bad knees. I've had them since I was like 20, and instead of that being my excuse, I find a reason to get. That is my reason now. I'm better on my knees now than I was. Like I'm better. My knees are better now than they were when I started because I'm not carrying that extra weight. So they are my reason, not my excuse. So you got to look at the obstacles and make them the reason why you're going to be doing something better for yourself, and not a reason to quit. Um, Stop looking for reasons to quit, but look for reasons to better yourself and find what works for you. So yeah. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions anytime, if you need any help with anything, I'm always here. Okay.